stuff we're going to be using. Nothing's really ridiculously expensive out of it. It's all stuff you can put quite cost effectively. Got some 180 discs, 320. Okay, in this video I'm going to explain to you how to recreate that diamond cut polish face effect on some rims if they've been damaged, curb damaged, if they're corroding, if they're just basically in need of refurbishment. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. It's going to involve a buffing machine, some sanding discs and a few tricks, and this is the original finish. That's an original wheel with some damage on it. And this is what we're going to do. As you can see, they look awesome. It's not hard, it's something you can do at home. It's completely DIY. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So here's some of the stuff we're going to be using. Nothing's really ridiculously expensive out of it. It's all stuff you can pick up quite cost effectively. I've got some 180 discs, 320, 400 or 500. There are different ones, but we'll just stick to those for today. And they are 6-inch discs, 150mm, which go onto a 6-inch backing plate, preferably with no interface, so no sponge in between. The flatter the better, and to be fair, these are the cheap ones anyway. As long as that fits onto that, then that's what you need, and that'll obviously attach to the rotary polisher what we've got, which is going to be doing most of the work. So this is essential that you've got one of these. Now these don't have to be expensive. In fact, I was using a backup one for months and months and months that cost 50 quid, and it still works now, so it hasn't got to be anything amazing. So for 50 quid you can pick one up, as long as it's got variable speed on it and it spins, it should be alright. So obviously just got some white roll, a couple of microfiber cloths, we've got some sandpaper here, 1600 for one of the finishes what I'm going to show you. And down here we've just got some satin lacquer, any kind of rattle can, it depends what finish you want. I'm going to be spraying these in 2K gloss lacquer, but if it's something at home you're doing, it might be rattle can based, so you know, that's down to you really. We've got panel wipe, bottle of water and some compound, and just a workbench really, and something to lay the wheel on while we're working on it. So that's the stuff we need. So the first thing to do with any wheel repair really is to get the everywhere scotched up with some, in this case it's grey scotch. If we're just going to lacquer over the finish, then I tend to use grey scotch. If we are painting some wheels, for example, that are silver, I use red scotch because it's a bit rougher. So the grey scotch, I know that most lacquers, rattle can or not, will cover the scratch marks. So we just need a bit of water and then just giving it all a good rub down, keying it up everywhere all inside these gaps. You want to be getting inside the rings, around the edges. A common mistake people make, even professionals, is they just don't get in these gaps here. So just go round it and round it, spend some time, key it all up everywhere, the whole lot, and then obviously we'll follow that with some of the stripping off process. But that's always first. Key the surfaces up so that the paints will stick. So I've just spent a good 10 minutes or more just going around the wheel, just scotching it up, keying it up, so everywhere needs to be looking like this, nice and dull, and anywhere that isn't, like some of these corners, just make sure that they're, even just get a little bit of scotch off, just make sure that they're done as well. Because anywhere that's smooth and shiny, the paint won't stick. So just go around again and just check everywhere until it's all completely dull and flat, and then we know it's all keyed up, ready for something to be laid on top. So what we've done there is effectively sliced off the top layer of diamond cut, or the top layer of lacquer that was on top of the diamond cut finish. So that was with the 180. So you can see it's left quite harsh abrasive marks, but it needs to have removed the old finish. So that's after the 320 and 400 stage. So it's starting to refine the metal because we're working up the grades, they're less abrasive, and it's leaving more of a, there's the factory finish and there's our finish just with the rotary. Now you can lacquer straight over that if you want, but I'm going to show you a different way because I've done a few videos on that kind of finish, and if we just take it to another level and get it more polished. So this part now is where the 600 paper and the water come in. So we want to wet the area up what we've done. So what we're doing now, we're just working up the grades through the sandpapers, because we're getting to a point now where we're starting to polish up the metal. The longer you spend on this stage, if you're after that polished face look, really polished, then the better it will be. So this is really about taking your time. So next we're going to get the 1000 paper and do exactly the same again. So now we're really starting to refine the metal. So we've come all the way from 180 to 320, 4 or 500 depending on what you've got, and then we've gone 600 wet and dry, and now this is 1000 wet and dry. And you'll start to see this black sludge coming up as the metal polishes back up. And like I say, really spend some time on this bit. Wipe it off. Cool. So I'll show you the next bit. Okay, so we've just used some compound and the buffer with a orange buffing pad or any cutting pad. Usually they're orange, stiff pad. And we've laid a bit of compound on it and we've buffed it. This next bit is why I say I have 2 microfibers, because what you'll notice is it's kind of turned the metal a little bit dark and black. So try and get most of the residue off with 1 microfiber, and you'll notice that it's quite hard to get off. So a tip there is a bit of water, separate cloth, that just wipes all that black residue off. And now we can see it's more of a polished finish. The cloth needs changing. You can see it's starting to mirror up now. So you can really see that coming on now. And like I say, the more time you spend on that, then the better it'll look. So that time we've put a piece of dry grey scotch onto the pad, the buffer, and we've put a bit of a diamond cut effect back into it, which I quite like, especially when it's been lacquered up. It looks really nice and quite factory, whereas that one we polished it up. So there we go guys, the finished product. I think they'll look great. Hope that helps. Hit subscribe, follow my channel. Have a go yourself.